FMF has been around since 1973. We've been making exhaust pipes for a really long time, but our brand is much more than just an exhaust pipe, a piece of metal. We love riding, and it's what we do, and I think that's what makes part of the brand, the DNA. Yep, so my dad started in 1973, basically out of his garage, just for the love of racing dirt bikes, whether it was riding in the hills here in Hawthorne, California, or racing, all over the place here in SoCal. Back in the 70s, it was the hot spot. It was the mecca for racing dirt bikes, and you could be found somewhere every night racing a dirt bike. So it was a really cool era that he was able to come up in and ultimately start a company. And it wasn't something that he even really was trying to do. It just kind of happened by the fact that he was racing, but people were seeing how fast his bikes were, and they wanted to know more about what was making his bikes fly. And that's one of the things that kind of founded the company, is making exhaust pipes built around the bike behind me, the Honda Elsinore. Making the porcupine heads, and just kind of built a name for himself, and it was really, really organic, which is neat. I think a lot of the top companies of this sport have been founded by just love of riding. I think first and foremost, we build everything right here in our factory in Southern California. So it's completely 100% American made. I think that's pretty remarkable to say, especially in this day and age. I think something, that how much we do love to ride. It's, my dad's out riding today. He loves riding two-strokes. So it's, I think that would be something, when people wonder like who's behind the company, and knowing that that guy loves to shred the trails just as much as the people that are buying his product. I think there's that special connection there. It's very important for us that we look at the off-road racing, the weekend warriors that are just going to the desert with their families and riding. It's really about touching those people, because that's where our sport as a whole and every company can grow, when there's more people purchasing motorcycles and going out and feeling that joy of what it is to throw a leg over a dirt bike, and hit the open trail. So, it's just a lot of things like that come into play, that we have to kind of, as a community, we have to adopt, and can't just be about closed course racing. I think right now is a really great time to be in the motorcycle industry. I feel like it's really come full circle from that era that my dad started FMF in the 70s. Like I said then, motorcycles were the cool thing. And right now I really feel like motorcycling is just, it's what people want to get involved with. They want to, whether it's an old motorcycle, that they're purchasing out of some guy's garage, it's, you have to be able to know where you came from in order to be successful. And, the future of this brand is built on the people that work for this company, that, the blood, sweat, and tears that go into building an exhaust pipe, building it here in the United States, in California. I think that's it, 100% made in America. That's what we are, and we're about having fun and the passion of riding dirt bikes.